We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by our friends at Cure Auto Insurance. Along with Ben Davis, I'm Michael Barkan, down to Atlanta. In a moment, check in with Ruben Amaro Jr. 3-1 Phillies. They split the series with the Atlanta Braves. Zach Wheeler, Ben, gets his 10th win. He is pitching so well. But here's the thing. They chased this win all game long, and finally, with the help of Nick Castellanos, who we just heard from, they got it. They got those runs in the 8th, and they seal it with a David Robertson save.
Absolutely. Just 5 hits on the day, but they made them good. They made them count. Zach Wheeler was awesome. I mean, awesome today. 7 innings pitched. That ERA down to 2.69 for Zach Wheeler. He has been on point, especially in the second half of the season. You know what? This is a big game, and that's a big hit for Nick Castellanos. Been waiting for it for a little while, and he said, I can take my hits the other way, but there was no bigger hit than he had this entire season than what he had today. That was a big 2-run homer to put the good guys up 3-1. Nice to see him finish that way.
Yeah, now a half game up on the St. Louis Cardinals for that third wild card spot. St. Louis plays later today. When you look at the lineup and you saw the dearth of runs scored initially and the lack of hits initially, was it any wonder to you that they were going to get this thing going?
Well, you had your doubts, no doubt. But if you look at Charlie Morton, he was really good. Again, I don't like to give the opposing pitcher any type of credit, but Morton was very, very good today. He elevated when he wanted to, but he was living on the knees the entire game. The breaking ball was exceptional today. Got a lot of punch outs. I know the Phillies punched out way too much in this 2-game series. But the bottom line is the Phillies hung in there. They battled that big play by JT to beat that double play out. Not many guys can beat a double play out like that, and JT was able to do so to force that first run across home plate, and then the big 2-run homer. It was just stringing some really good at-bats together. Again, just 5 hits, but they made them count.
Yeah, turned a double play into a fielder's choice. Hoskins scored. They get the home run. The Phillies win 3-1. Let's check in with Ruben Amaro Jr. down in Atlanta. Called today's game with Tom McCarthy. Ruben, let's begin with Nick Castellanos. You and Tommy just spoke to him, and it seems like there's a fire lighted beneath him, and he, batted .440 on this road trip. You asked him what he's doing differently. He said he's just trying to do less, right? What did you see with him?
Sometimes less is more, right? And then I see his hands getting through the ball a little bit better. I see him not chasing as many breaking pitches out of the zone. And I'll tell you what, that was a huge home run today. And
really time to make some hay. I don't know how much damage you think they can do, but a 7-game homestand against those teams should be an automatic, right?
No, it should not be an automatic. I mean, you can't just throw your gloves out there and think that you're going to win. These are major league ball clubs, and they're going to be fighting to try to be spoilers. I don't think there's any question about that. And they're going to have players on that team, on those teams, that are going to try to be proving themselves as major league players. And so you can't throw the gloves out there. And I know that Rob Thomson has addressed this before. I'm sure he'll address it again. You got to go out and beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. They've done a pretty good job of doing that as of late, and that's the reason they're in the position they are now. Hopefully they continue to do that.
Yeah, no automatic for them, certainly, but just an automatic for me. They will do it,
It's automatic for you, my friend.
They will do it. All right, Rube.
Thanks,
We'll check you soon. Thanks so much. Ruben Amaro Jr. in Atlanta as we look at the wild card standings. To the moment, the Phillies a half game up on the St. Louis Cardinals. And Benny, you look at the Cardinals playing later tonight, 55-48, and many say they did not do enough at the deadline to contend ultimately with the Phils.
Yeah, I don't think they did enough either, and I just don't see it there from an offensive standpoint for the Cardinals. But obviously the Phillies had that tiebreaker on their side. But listen, I don't know if you can get really wrapped up in that right now. I'm just more concerned with this. The way that the brand of baseball that they played today is going to enable them to get into the playoffs. They did it with pitching, and they're going to have that continue throughout the rest of the season. The pitching was there for them today. The bullpen was outstanding. I love this acquisition of David Robertson. It's going to be huge. But again, we talked about it when we left last night, Michael. They're finding ways to win, and it's just a good brand of baseball. To me, it seems like they're having more fun. And I know that probably sounds silly, but it seems like there's more top steppers, guys with smiles on their faces. And this is a game we play because it's fun. And it seems like they're having a lot of fun right now. The chips were down. They were stacked against them today, and they found a way to win. They come back. Morton was excellent, but they found a way to come back and get in that. And it's a big knock there by Castellanos. And to win this ball game in the fashion that they did after a quick turnaround, what'd you say, it was 12 hours and 11 minutes from the last pitch from last night. But they found a way. They're coming home. They have a nice home series, and we'll see how they do. But it just seems like a different vibe. Just from my eyes, that's what my eyes are telling me. I know you're a kid.
Rob Thomson, post-game on this come-from-behind win.
That was one hell of a win. Wheeler just keeps you in it all day, and then boom.
Yeah, it really was. You know, he was great. Made probably one bad pitch. That was it. On a hot day, he just had good innings. He was efficient, threw strikes. He was great. And then, you know, once we took the lead, then it's Sir Anthony in that part of the lineup. And once we got to Olsen, it was the right matchup. That's probably the only time I'd go away from Sir Anthony. That's how much trust I have in him. But that was the right matchup. And then Robbie did a great job in the ninth. So it just so happens that Robbie closed the game today, but he's not going to be labeled our closer. If it had stopped at Swanson, so if Olsen was leading off the ninth, it would have been a hand. Okay.
But what does it speak to, the fact that you have these different scenarios now where you can mix and match?
It's great options, you know, and they get a feel for pitching in different innings, which is good because you're not going to have everybody available every night. So, you know, just because of the lineup construction, it's like different guys are getting a chance to pitch in the eighth, different guys are getting a chance to pitch in the ninth, so they're comfortable there. Yeah.
Is that challenge there almost like a no-brainer, like the call back to the clubhouse? Is it almost a formality?
Yeah, I would have challenged it anyway, you know, because it was the eighth or seventh inning, eighth inning, whatever it was, seventh inning. So we're going to get another one in the eighth. And it looked to me like clearly that he was safe.
It's good to have a catcher that can run like JT.
Yeah, and what a play. I mean, you know, Reese gets it going really with the walk and then base hit and then, you know, the ground ball and JT busts it down the line to keep the inning going, and that gives Casty a chance to hit the home run. Big hit for Cast.
What do you hope that could do for him, or what do you think it can do for him?
Oh, maybe it gets him going, but I mean, he's really been hitting the ball hard the last couple of days, and you know, he's getting some hits and he's hitting the ball hard, and he's hitting the ball hard and not getting hits too. So the swing looks good, confidence is there. You know, we just keep moving forward.
It looked like the dugout was really happy for him.
Oh.
What was it like in there?
Oh, it was electric. It really was, because everybody's pulling for him. They know what he's going through, and they know, you know, that he wants to do well and he cares, and so they care about him. So it was really neat.
Wheeler was at like 91. You've pushed him past into the seventh before too. Do you just feel like just because it was a hot day, or?
Yeah, and yeah, hot today. We were going back through the top of the lineup for the fourth time. I just felt like, and Sir Anthony hadn't pitched in 4 days, so he really needed to touch the mound anyway. So I thought it was just kind of the perfect time to go to him.
The curveball was very, very good today. Robertson really is known for his cutter. And the reason he can throw it up underneath the hands of lefties and down and away to righties, the hook plays to lefties and righties, obviously. But, you know, he can make a ball go either way. And I think that's something that's going to play down the road for him being the closer and the durability. We just don't see Sir Anthony being able to go back-to-back. And I think that's something with Robertson has done. He's 37 years old. He's accustomed to it. I was looking at his stats. There was one year he came in 70 ball games. 70 ball games for the Yankees. And I know he's no spring chicken, but he still is very durable. He's got that new ligament in his elbow. He'll be ready to go. But I was kind of surprised to hear him say that if it was Olsen leading off, it would have been Brad Hand. Hey, that's the skipper's, you know, he's open and out front with it. But hey, they have the matchups, and they have plenty of guys down there that can do the job.
You think that's a little perhaps too revelatory from a manager to kind of play his hand like that?
It caught me off guard.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard that he was that out front about it.
But guess what? If he can do it, he can do it. Here's David Robertson on his first save as a Philly.
It's definitely better than blowing it, if you want the truth. I had a lot of hard outings when I was here last time, and it felt nice to nail one down for the team. You know, they played hard today, fought back, and got a really nice win today.
You were talking before the game about how eager you were to contribute the second time around. And right out of the gate, you're right in the fire. I mean, could you have drawn up any better?
I mean, it worked out perfectly. I knew coming here, they're going to use me in high leverage situations. I don't really care when, and today just happened to be a safe situation.
Thomson has kind of a way of, sort of using this bullpen, like in terms of like he likes matching up rather than innings per se. I mean, you pitched a long time in a lot of different situations. I mean, how unique is it to kind of, be a part of a bullpen where the roles are defined in terms of like pockets of the lineup versus innings?
Yeah, it is a little different, but it's an adjustment that I've had to make over the years with the way that the managers manage games, and it's a lot like in 2017 when I said I went back to New York and was not the closer and just kind of mixed in at all different spots and tried to contribute in any way I could. This is a very similar situation. I'm going to try to keep doing the same thing here.